Some of us, we are the weapon that is fashioned against ourselves. Right? The Bible says, no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper, right? What of if you are the one that is fashioned against yourself? You want to move forward, but you are pulling yourself back. You want to move forward, but you are pulling yourself back. I am a first class graduate from biochemistry and also I also did a master's which I ended 2 years ago. And like you said, I taught over 50,000 persons through internet, right? Most of them I don't know them, but I have materials, courses, and I've done a lot of teachings. Right? So this morning we are going to be talking about money. Money. This is a subject that is very, very, very important, but it's not well taught. We don't have a lot of information about money. So that's what we're going to be talking about this morning. Right? The topic is the main highlight of the topic is financial skills, financial independence. Right? Those are the two things I'm going to be talking about: financial skills and financial independence. Forget the big English and the big grammar, the moderator. I don't think I can even remember that topic. But what I know is that I'm going to be talking about financial skills and financial independence. Now, what is financial independence? I like the fact that we are jotting. Very good. Let's take note. What is financial independence? There are a lot of definitions. If you go to Webster Dictionary, you will find a definition. Then if you go to Google, Google has a definition. If you go to Wikipedia, they have that definition. There are a lot of definitions. But in this context, I'm going to give you guys my definition. Right? My definition for financial independence in this context, I would say somebody is financially independent if the person can earn enough money to be able to take care of his or her basic needs and still have enough left. I'm going to repeat it. Financial independence is the ability to be able to earn enough to take care of your basic need and still have more than enough left. So to some extent, if you can earn enough to settle your basic needs, right, and still have enough left, we can say we are trying financially, we are financially independent. Now, I want us to understand something. According to NDIC, right, I don't know how true this statistic is. I can't ascertain if it's correct or not, but I believe it to some extent. According to NDIC, only 2% of the 70 million bank accounts in Nigeria has more than 500,000 naira in them. Only 2% of the 70 million bank accounts in Nigeria. That's less than 1% of the entire population. Right? So it is no news, it is not surprising if I say that a lot of Nigerians are struggling financially. A lot of people are poor. It is not something that should shock anybody now. It is normal news. Right? So, what I'm trying to say is this. A lot of things you are going to be hearing today will not be conventional knowledge. As a matter of fact, some of your lecturers and some of your professors don't even know about it. It's not going to be conventional knowledge. It's not going to be something that just anybody in the street knows. Because if anybody in the street knows this, everybody will be rich. Right? So, there will be a lot of disruptions in your thought pattern and your thinking system today. There will be a deliverance session, a financial deliverance session right now. Right? How many of us are Christians here? It means 99% of us here are Christians. So it means I can use the Bible, right? Right? Good. When the Bible was talking about strongholds, there's a place in the Bible we're talking about pulling down strongholds. The Bible was not just referring to spiritual forces, demons from your village. Strongholds can be your mindset. your third party. I have a quote I should tell my student back then. I said that some of us, we are the weapon that is fashioned against ourselves. Right? Bible says, no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper, right? What of if you are the one that is fashioned against yourself? You want to move forward, but you are pulling yourself back. You want to move forward, but you are pulling yourself back. And I'm going to explain this, and you are going to find out why. Right? Now, I want to talk about something in this life. Walk by principles and laws. It is principles and laws that basically govern everything in this life. I want to draw this. It is principles and laws that basically govern everything in this life. And one thing about principles and laws is this. Whether you believe it or not, it's happening in your life. You don't need to believe in principle or law for it to be true. For instance, Isaac Newton discovered gravity, the law of gravity. And if you throw a ball up, it's going to come down. The reason it's coming down is because gravity. Right? You will not say, I don't believe in gravity, so if I throw this ball up, it's not going to come down. It will come down, whether you believe it or not. And another thing about that is this. If you throw the ball up in Kaduna State, it will come down. If you come to Edo State, you throw a ball up, it will come down. If you go to Indonesia, you throw a ball up, it's going to come down. So it doesn't respect your location. Am I making sense? At the same time, if a black person throw a ball up, it's going to come down. If a Buddhist throw a ball up, it's going to come down. If a Christian throw a ball up, it's going to come down. It still doesn't respect your religion. So one thing about laws and principle is that irrespective of your religion, your nationality, your location, your age, your race, your skin color, it works. So that is how money is. When we talk about money and wealth, the principles of money and wealth doesn't look at your religion, your nationality, your tribe, irrespective of what you even believe. If you apply the principle, you are going to get a result. That is why a man that has not stepped foot in the church before in his entire life doesn't even believe that God exists, can be a billionaire, but a strong Christian can end up in poverty and penury. Why? Because the man that doesn't believe in God is applying the principle of financial success. But the guy that goes to church every day is only applying the principle of kingdom success. He's not applying the principle of financial success. That's how God created the world. So God is not looking at this guy as a Christian, let me bless you financially. You can be a Christian. If you don't apply the financial principles, you won't get the financial result. That's one thing. Then again, have you ever sit down to ponder and ask yourself this? Why are people poor? I don't know if you have done it, but I've done it a lot of times. I will ask myself this question: why are they rich people and why are they poor people? I don't know if you have done that exercise. If you have just pondered. I went to Lagos. Last time I went to Lagos was last year, and I was passing Otuene'S Bridge. If you are very familiar with Lagos, if you are passing Otuene'S Bridge, how many of you know Makoko? If you know Makoko, the slum that I don't think there's land yet. Most everything is on boats, right? See, a lot of them they are poor. Well, how many of us know Banana Island? Are you aware that Banana Island is the most expensive residential area in Africa? Good. That's where the widow has his house and a lot of other billionaires. Otuene'S Bridge, if you are passing Otuene'S Bridge, by this side is Makoko, by this side is Banana Island. So one side has a lot of poor people and one side has a lot of rich people. Have you ever sit down to wonder what really distinguishes these people from these people? The average person will say is money, but that's a big lie. The difference between the rich and the poor is not money. Money is not the cause of poverty. Money has never been the cause of poverty. This guy, I can give him 10 million naira today. Right? I'll give him 10 million naira. And I'll give this to the 10 million naira. In a few months' time, I will ask them for their result. It's very, very possible that this guy will be in debt. This is somebody that gave 10 million naira, but after 1 year, 2 years, we'll be owing somebody else money. But this lady will not give me 10 million, she will give me 30 million. So the real difference, the real disparity between the rich and the poor is just two things: knowledge and mindset. Knowledge and mindset. Say it. That's the real difference. You don't have to agree with me. The fact. Some of you think money is your problem. You think that if you see 500k like this, your life will change. That that's better for you and your generation. I just laugh at you. The real difference is money, is knowledge rather, and mindset. Right? So the reason you are poor, or the reason you are struggling financially right now, is because of your thought pattern and because of the kind of information you have. So the reason you are poor is because of your thought pattern. Somebody is arguing with me right now. Somebody will be saying, how would this guy be saying this kind of thing? Me that I was born into poverty. So how did my thought pattern make me poor? My father is not rich. I was born into the family, right? So yes, it could be that you were born into a poor family, but the fact that you are still where you are financially till now is your thought pattern. And I'm going to explain why right now. Now, listen. Everybody here, let me not say everybody, 99% of Nigerians right now, not Nigerians, 99% of people in the world have been conditioned to die poor from birth. Except you are from a very wealthy home. Except you are from a very wealthy home. Naturally, by default, you have been conditioned to end up in lack, poor, poverty, struggling by default. And I'm going to explain why. Now, if you know you are from a very wealthy home right now, raise up your hand. Don't be shy. You know your father is very rich. Raise up your hand. Good, nobody. So it means that everybody listening to me, they are either from a middle class home, right? Or a poor home. Now, because you are from a middle class home, there's a 90% chance that the hospital you were giving birth to is a private hospital, a small private hospital, or a government hospital, or a small clinic. Some of you said it was even at home that gave birth to you. Your parents couldn't afford good medical care. So there's a high percent chance that the place you were giving birth to was a small clinic. So that means as you were coming into this world, the first person that carried you, the nurse that carried you, was a poor person. Because how many millionaires will work in a small clinic? How much do they pay the average nurse in Nigeria? 18,000, 10,000, 15,000. So the first hand that carried you from birth was that of a poor person. It doesn't stop there. You grew, you went to primary school, you went to secondary school. Because your parents were not rich, some of you went to public and government secondary schools. Some of you went to small private secondary schools where the teachers, most of them are struggling. The friends in your class, they are also from poor homes. So in your primary school and secondary school, all the friends you have are from poor and struggling homes. The teachers are from poor and struggling homes. Are you seeing that right from birth, you have been having conversations with poor people? It doesn't stop there. You went to university. If your father was very rich, you will not be in Uniben. Am I lying? Am I lying? Did they copy went to Oxford for a master's? You either be in a private university or you not be in Nigeria. The extremely wealthy persons right now in Uniben are not up to 1% of the general population. So it means that most of your lecturers are struggling. How much is the salary for an average Nigerian lecturer? So the teachers teaching you in school are poor. Your friends, all of them, they are poor. All of you, you're having conversations. You go to the market, you buy something from a poor person every day. Some of you, in your entire life, you have never had a 5-minute conversation with a real millionaire. You don't know how it feels like to talk to a millionaire. Some of you are the first millionaire you are listening to. Yes, I'm a millionaire. Clap for me. So are you saying that right from birth, all the conversations you have been having, 99% of the conversations you have been having are with poor and struggling people. So you have been conditioned to be poor. You don't have to be angry with me.
your subconscious mind has conditioned you to be poor. So if you don't do anything about your financial state right now, there's a high probability that you will die poor. Some of you are angry with your parents. You are repeating the same thing they are repeating unconsciously. You don't know it. Every day, the kind of words you hear, the country bad, the economy is not good, things are hard, never no bring, like that's the kind of words you are used to. But for somebody that is in a wealthy home, there's a child out there that he grew up in a wealthy home. The kind of conversations he will be having, he will be hearing are millions and billions. Is that when his dad is talking, things or other he's having conversations with his friend. That's what the child is hearing. The child does not know what it means for NEPA to take light. Are you seeing the difference in mindset right from childhood? There's already a nature by default. The fact that you're not born in a rich home, you're already disadvantaged by default. So it is a necessity to rewire your mindset if you want to attract good money into your life. It's a necessity. Now, there are a lot of things that people do for them to attract finances, for them to attract money. There are certain skills and tool sets that wealthy people have, which I'm going to share with us today, because the main highlight of our topic is financial skills. So I'm going to be sharing them with us today. But before then, I want to give us a very, very sound one. Les Brown, I don't know if you know Les Brown. He's a very popular motivational speaker in the United States. He said something. He said, the principles of success are very, very simple. He said they are very simple. He said that they are common sense. They are common sense, but they are not common practice. Write it down. The principles of success are very, very simple. They are common sense, but they are not common practice. So it means that whatever I'm going to be saying here today, as we progress, might not be new to some of you. Some of you, the biggest mistake you'll be making here today is to commonize whatever I'm going to say here. Because to you, it might sound like common sense. So you will not practice it. And that is the beginning of your doom. So the major thing that distinguishes those that progress is from those that don't is practice. Right? So I'm going to be talking about 5 very important things we need to do that will help us progress financially in the coming few years. Everybody here has a very, very big advantage right now, which is time. We are all young, so we have the advantage of time. It means that we have a lot of time to correct our mistakes. We have a lot of time to grow financially. So whatever I'm going to be sharing here as we progress, I'm not guaranteed that it's going to make you a multi-billionaire immediately, but there's one thing I can guarantee you, which is this: it's going to help you grow financially. That if you take whatever I'm going to teach you here right now and implement it in your life, few years from now, you will look back and say, thank God I listened to this guy. So take it very serious. I'm going to be sharing with us 5 things we should start doing right now. Right now, right this moment, that will help us grow financially. 5 things quickly. Now, I don't have more time, so I'll write them. So the first thing you want to do is this. You must learn, right, to unlearn, relearn, and learn. Start, unlearn, relearn, and learn. Or let me put it this way: you must learn to unlearn, learn, and relearn. Right? You must learn to unlearn first. Learn and relearn. There is a reason I started with unlearn. It is because most of us, 90% of the information we have about money is wrong. So we need to start unlearning them. Some of us have been taught that rich people are wicked people and bad people. Some of us, we have hatred for our uncles because they refuse to help us. So we have learned entitlement. You need to unlearn it now. We need to unlearn a lot of things we know about money. Some of us, the only thing we know about money are things that our parents taught us. For instance, if I have a kidney disease, does it make sense if I go and meet a gynecologist for advice? No. It still doesn't make sense if I go and meet a veterinary doctor for advice, because that is not his specialization. Some of you, your parents are civil servants that are struggling, you know that they took loans to take you to school, but you want to start a business, you're going to meet your parents for advice. What do you think they have to tell you? Some of us have been receiving wrong information. My younger brother was reading motivational books because I buy a lot of books and so my younger brother was reading it and my dad told him that I should stop wasting his time to read those books, and I laughed. He doesn't have any bad motive. That to him is advising his son. Right? Some of us, we need to stop listening to our parents when it comes to finances. We shouldn't take advice from them. They have given us a lot of bad advice. They have told you the country is hard. Who told you the country is hard? They are telling you that it is hard to make money. They are telling you that things are hard. They have been telling you to manage. So you have that program into your mind. You need to unlearn that. Right? And you need to start learning the new things and go and relearn them. So now, how do you do that? Take me to the next step. I've talked about the first one, right? Go and unlearn, learn and relearn. The next one is detoxify your environment. You need to detoxify your environment. For those of us that are not science students, you might find this difficult to understand. So detoxify means to remove toxic things from our environment. Now, you need to detoxify your internal and your external environment. I'm going to give a brief example. Let me start with internal environment very quickly. A few days back, I went to a POS to withdraw money. And as I gave the woman my ATM card, the woman was complaining. I think her niece told her that school fees have been increased. And she was like, this VC self, why do you increase school fees? You don't know, say country hard. Immediately she said that word. In my mind, I just said, God forbid, the country is not hard for me. There was like a mental roadblock, a mental filter that didn't allow that to come into my mind. Anytime I'm having a conversation with someone and the person say things like countries that there's no money, in my mind I'll say, God forbid, I'll leave money no day for. You need to start. You need to stop allowing some things into your mind. And let me tell you something, whether you believe it or not, this is not mere motivational speech, this is life. Your mental state, what you think, controls your physical reality. You don't have to believe it, it's a fact. Now, there are hierarchies in life, right? There are hierarchies in this country. For instance, the federal government is bigger than the state government. The state government is bigger than the local government. If the local government wants to make a decision, he has to consult the state government. And the state government has to consult the federal government. There are certain things that they can't do without the federal government giving an approval. That's the way life is. Now, in your life, we have the mental realm and the spiritual realm and the physical reality. The physical reality is the reality we live in. The physical reality is controlled. It is subject to the mental reality. So you can never have any permanent change in your life if you don't have that permanent change mentally. That is why Apostle Joshua Selman said, for you to become a millionaire, your mind has to go there first. It will not come back and carry your pockets there. So you have to pursue the intangible things. The mistake a lot of us are doing is that we are pursuing intangible things, the one we can see. No, Samadeh said you pursue the intangible things, the one you can't see. When you have sorted that out, you will become a millionaire. This is an identity problem. You first become a millionaire first. Whether the money is there or not, you become it. Then when you become it, there's no how you won't be it. Why does a man smoke? The man is smoking because he has the identity of a smoker. He's not smoking because he feels like smoking. It is identity. And in life, you do that which you identify with. You wake up and take your back to the church. Why? Because you are a Christian. It's an what? Identity. The moment you tell yourself, no, I'm not a Christian, I'm a Muslim, you go to the mosque. So because you identify as a Christian, then you go to the church. So you need to first identify as a millionaire first. Then you make money. I don't know if you understand. What society have taught you is the other way around. You make money, then you become a millionaire. No! I'm telling you something I've experienced for fact, not something I read in a book. In 2019, I didn't have one kobo. I wake up in the morning and say I'm a millionaire. I didn't have 10,000 naira in my bank account. No business, no investment. I'll wake up in the morning and say I'm a millionaire. I'll tell myself that I'm very, very rich. This is fact. Plain fact. It is not something I read in a book. How did I graduate as a first class? I told myself when I came to Nelson, I was going to graduate as the best in my department. Every single day I will say it, I'm the best. I will proclaim the words. I will say I am the best. I will say that my lecturers will favor me. From my 200 first semester to my final year, I was the best in my department. Every single semester, I was the best. I was top in the department till I graduated. Biochemistry department in Nelson. Why? an identity. I have identified myself as the best, then I become the best. There's a video of Ronaldo when he was interviewed years ago. They asked him who is the best player. They gave the mic to Ferdinand. Those of you that watch football, Ferdinand said Maradona. They gave the mic to Ronaldo. Ronaldo said, I am the best. They laughed at him. Who is the best now? You can't mention 5 footballers without mentioning Ronaldo, because he has identified as the best. Then he was not the best, but he identified as the best. Then he became the best. So some of you here, you came here poor, but you are living here wealthy. It doesn't matter the amount of money you're about to have. You have to identify as a wealthy person. Then when you identify as a wealthy person, your mind will not be at rest until you become it physically. That's when some of you start a business and after 2 days you quit. Why? You have not identified as a wealthy person. I wrote one Entrepreneurial expression every day. I will see it every day. Few months, October 2020, I made my first million. I wanted to put it into my subconscious. I wanted to align with that. Some of you need to work on your identity. Secondly, some of you need to detoxify your external environment. Your friends. Some of you need to stop talking to some persons after today. You want to come to a seminar, your friend is telling you about free those people and motivational things, and they talk more, go watch ball. You have seen your number one enemy there. He's staring at you. Some of you need to do it. You make 10,000 rand today. Your friend could tell you, say, "Mo, go stay 2 odds." You follow your friend. You stay 2 odds. You don't see money. You don't see your 10,000. Some of you think you have a spiritual problem. No. Some of you need to end some friendship and relationship today. Because Apostle Selman said, okay, if you have 5 foolish friends, you did not count correct. They are actually what? 6 plus you. My time is over. Let me round up with this. There are 3 things you need to do again to grow financially. Manage your time, manage your resources, and manage your relationship. Then finally, learn skills and monetize them. I would have loved to elaborate on this, but I don't have more time, so I will stop here. Thank you very much.